Hey guys, hello. Let me just do the setup at my end as well. Hi guys. Guys, if you can hear me, if you can see me properly, please just write yo or hello in the chat box. Hi guys. Hello everyone. Hey guys. Hello. कैसे हैं सब लोग? How are things guys? Good evening everyone. Welcome back to Vedantu's JEE channel. And yes, I'm back again. We met in the morning for magnetism, and now I'm back to help you out with the series which I started in the previous session where I was talking about how to crack 70 plus marks in physics. Now I'm going to take you even in depth, micro level. How can we actually, score better in physics with limited amount of time left? We can still prepare well and we can still crack this examination. There is a good news. You can say it's a good news that your examination has got postponed. I know that it's a good news for some people, and so for some people it's not so much of a good news. But that's inevitable, something that is not in our control. The examination has got postponed, and because of that, many of us have got time to, improve our preparations, and that's why we all are here. All the master teachers at Vedantu, we are here to help you all. Okay, guys. So as you can see it on your screen, this is me, your Suri Sir, and also known as Mogambo. Why? Because when you'll be cracking this examination of JEE, Mogambo khush hoga. Yes, guys. So what I'm going to help you out today with is the most important topics for JEE Main. So previously I told you what are the important units to look for, what are the important chapters to focus on. Today I'll bring you even further down to the micro level where I'll tell you what are the topics in chapters which you should focus upon. Okay guys, so let's go forward. And if you have not done yet, guys, do subscribe to the channel immediately. Tell your friends of friends to just get connected to Vedantu's JEE channel or other channels as well. Why? Because right now, as you know that you cannot get out of your house. Tomorrow is already Janta curfew, but you want your preparation to keep going. So need not worry. We are there to help you out. Vedantu's JEE channel is there to help you out. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Also, in the description of this video, the link for Telegram group is also there. All the notifications are given over there. So हर जगह जुड़ जाओ so that you're not missing out on any important information. Okay. Also, on 31st of March, the next or new date for JEE Main is going to be announced. So we'll tell you how and when those examinations are going to happen. We'll give you the detailed analysis of that as well. So stay tuned, and yes, we will crack this examination. Okay. So guys, let's start the session. Okay. Cool. Let me just turn on the chat so that I can see what is happening at your end also. Okay, guys, so let's go forward. First of all, because we are preparing for JEE examination in the year of 2020 in the month of April or maybe later on, we don't know yet. So it's important to understand how the examination was in the month of January. So in January, examination happened in 3 days. Paper 1, that is 7th, 8th and 9th of January in 2 shifts. So total 6 papers happened. You are aware that now there are total 25 questions in a single day paper. So all in all, 6 into 25, that is 150 questions which came. And overall analysis that I did earlier as well, I'm sharing the gist of that, the bird's eye view of that analysis. What you see here, guys, that majority of the portion came from mechanics and electrodynamics, and the least amount of portion was from optics. But if you will just see the importance of mechanics and electrodynamics based upon that, the most important units, very easily you can spot that in that pie chart as well, are mechanics, electrodynamics and modern physics. Okay, so these are the 3 most important units. I've already told you that, and the next more important units are waves, heat and thermodynamics and optics. No important as in these are the units which are there after that. But then why am I here today is to help you out with the chapters. So must do chapters. First and first foremost things are your topics from 2 chapters from 12th standard and one of the chapters from 11th standard, electrostatics and capacitance, current electricity. These are the 2 chapters from 12th standard which you should not miss out on, and don't leave any stone unturned with respect to these 2 chapters. And rotation motion from your 11th standard, I have said this n number of times that rotation motion is why it is so important of a chapter for JEE, why it is so favorite of JEE is because all the concept that you study from day one in your 11th standard till this chapter means all basic mathematical tools, calculus, vectors, kinematics, laws of motion, work and energy, center of mass collision, everything gets tested by a single question, can be tested by a single question of rotation motion. So that's why rotation motion is very, 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 very important. Okay, you do rotation motion properly, or if you're able to do rotation motion properly, that is basically a sign that you are good with mechanics all in all. Okay, so guys, now let's have a look at the most important concepts from each chapter. So what I've done, I've broken down each and every unit into each and every chapter, and every chapter what are the topics which are, you can say, have the maximum number of questions being asked from is basically what we are going to do now. Okay, so okay, we are not solving questions in this session. I'm just telling you how should you plan your preparation, which are the topics that you should be focusing upon chapter wise. Okay, so starting off with the motion in 1D. On left hand side column, what you see are the name of the chapters. On right hand side, what you see, guys, are the most important concepts which are repeated as per the JEE examination with respect to the number of questions which are there. Okay, so when it comes to motion in 1D, have a look at on the right hand side, stopping distance type of questions where a body is moving and brakes are applied, how much distance it takes to stop type of questions, questions based on equations of motion, free fall of two bodies at the same time simultaneously dropping based upon that type of questions are usually the type of questions which get repeated. And I've said this n number of times that graphs in motion are very important. Displacement time graph, velocity time graph, acceleration time graph. Among the three type of graphs, velocity time graphs are the most important one because the slope of velocity time graph gives you acceleration and area of that graph gives you the displacement. So that's why the graphs are very important. Moving on to motion in 2 dimension. Yes, projectile motion, and in projectile motion, questions which are based upon maximum height, horizontal range, time of flight, and equation of projectile or trajectory are basically the most important type of concept you should know. You can skip the inclined plane questions because they are now not usually asked. Okay. Also, importance is of vectors. I'll rather say that vectors are overall very important chapters in the entire physics. They are basics. Moving on to laws of motion, guys. All the string block questions, pulley block questions which you come across, that means constrained motion questions, questions which have a body or a person inside a lift going up and down with person's weight varying, basically the pseudo force type of questions, equilibrium type of questions where the net force acting on the bodies are zero. Then from friction, coefficient of friction, based upon that the type of questions are important. Then very favorite, a block being placed on an inclined plane and then questions based upon that. Okay, don't worry, the PDF of this session will be available not immediately after the session but will be uploaded, so stay tuned. Okay, next one, a block being held against the wall, what is the amount of force, minimum force that you should apply in order to keep the block stationary, that question. Problems that are combined with rotation motion. Yes, as I said, rotation motion is the father of the entire mechanics type of chapter, so that's why concepts that you learn here, they all are important. Please do not skip rotation motion. Okay, okay, moving on to, there is no specific order that I'm following, all the chapters I'm going to cover here. Next comes the properties of matter, that is elasticity. So change in length of a wire due to stress type of questions, work done in stretching. Okay, so questions which are based upon the energy stored or the work which is done in stretching the wire. Problems from the sections are usually combined with thermal expansion, SHM, and waves on a string. Okay, so usually elasticity may not have an individual question coming from it, but the questions may get related to thermal stress, and questions from thermal physics may include the concepts of elasticity. Similarly, the modulus of elasticity, specifically bulk modulus. Okay, I'm speaking with respect to the data, guys. Okay, all the concepts which I'm mentioning here are not based upon what I feel, is basically based upon the number of questions which have been repeated again and again in the examination. So that's why the topics are being mentioned here. Okay, then comes your thermal physics chapter called as thermal expansion. So as I said, thermal stress is an important concept because elasticity can be used there. So two rods which are fixed between rigid support, then they are heated. So the amount of stress which is getting developed, so thermal stress type of questions, relation among the coefficient of expansions, alpha, beta, and gamma type of questions. Okay. Next comes your calorimetry and heat transfer. Calorimetry problems, please remember, they are usually similar type of questions because they involve two bodies, multiple bodies, with one body rejecting the heat, one body gaining the heat. That is what is law of calorimetry. Okay. Apart from that, effective thermal resistance of composite slab, concentric cylinders or sphere type of questions. Temperature at the interface of two slabs. Okay, this is from heat transfer I'm talking about. T shape, Y shape, different type of shapes, and temperature of junction to be found considering the steady state of current flow. Then Stephen's law or Newton's law of cooling type of questions are also very favorite for JEE examination. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool, guys. Moving on, work power, energy, and collision. Again, chapters from mechanics. So here, vertical circular motion is an important one. Remember the formula needed for the velocity that is needed by the body at the bottommost point and at the topmost point to complete the circular path, and the law of conservation of energy, obviously. Work calculations when the force and the displacement are given in the form of vector, also when the force is variable specifically. Work done by spring force, spring mass system, and questions which are including collisions or explosion of the objects, finding the value of the energy loss or the final velocities of the object, that lengthy formula of collision. Okay, and questions which are based upon power. Okay, guys. Yep, don't worry, we'll come to everything. Fluid mechanics will also come. Next is center of mass and rotational motion. In this, body breaking into two parts or colliding type of questions, finding the velocity of center of mass. Then what? The coordinates of center of mass, sometimes two or more bodies are combined together. We have to find out the value of the center of mass of that combined system, or multiple bodies being placed in different shapes. Okay. Then what? Moment of inertia of rigid body using theorem of perpendicular or parallel axis. That's like one of the most extensively used theorem in this unit. Okay. Torque and rotational equilibrium type of questions. In fact, the questions which will involve rolling without slipping will involve F equal to ma, tau equal to I alpha, and V equal to omega r, A equal to alpha r type of questions. Okay. Law of conservation of angular momentum. Okay. So these are the things. So this the second last one that you see, rod pivoted at one end, is pure rotation, and third, last one what you see, rolling without slipping, is the one that I was speaking about, a cylinder or a spherical body rolling down an inclined plane. So in all those questions, remember in such questions, F equal to ma, tau equal to I alpha, and A equal to alpha r. These three equations are your life saviors. Let me give you a very simple thumb rule, especially in the case of confusion in the examination of JEE. So whenever you're solving a mechanics question, remember there are three most important laws that you study in mechanics. First one are the set of laws of motion, all three laws of motion. Second one is law of conservation of energy, and third one is law of conservation of momentum and angular momentum. So if you are coming across any question which you are not able to crack where to start from, start or think in the directions of application of these three laws. Okay, you will find a way out of the questions. Okay. Okay, cool, guys. Moving on. Next is gravitation. In gravitation, though this chapter is very similar to electrostatics, but if I have to pick topics which have been repeated again and again, gravitational potential energy is the most favorite one out of this. Energy required to launch a satellite. Yes, satellite motion is a very important. Energy to move it from one orbit to the other one, radius to be changed, and the time period of the orbit of the satellite. Okay. Apart from that, escape velocity along with orbital velocity, variation of small g with height and depth, and the graphs of gravitational field and gravitational potential. Okay, guys. Then comes your fluid mechanics, your very favorite fluid mechanics. Pressure due to two immiscible liquids, the liquids which cannot mix with each other, the pressure which is created by both of them at a particular point in the fluid, those type of questions. Terminal velocity in a viscous fluid. Excess pressure, that is from surface tension for soap bubble and for a water droplet. Work done by the surface tension. Buoyant force, questions where you have a spring which is connected to a block. Earlier it is hanging in air, then it is being taken into water or any liquid and dipped. Then what is the amount of extension in the spring or the new reading of the weighing machine type of questions. Okay, equation of continuity and Bernoulli's theorem are one of the most important type of concepts from fluid mechanics. Okay, guys. Then velocity of efflux, where you have a container in which a hole is being done, so water is coming out in the form of a projectile motion, finding the velocity and the distance that is covered by the water drops which are falling. Okay. Next one comes to the kinetic theory of gases, which is very much common with chemistry. Here, all the molecular speeds, specifically RMS speed, molar specific heats, mixture of gases, finding the value of Cp, Cv, and their ratio, that is gamma, and calculation of mean free path has been the favorite topics. Then comes the most important topic of thermal physics, that is laws of thermodynamics, calculation of work done, energy and internal energy, as well as the heat which is supplied. That simply means the first law of thermodynamics based upon questions for all the four processes, which include isothermal, isobaric, isochoric, and adiabatic processes. Okay. Also, with respect to the engines, finding the efficiencies of the engine, talking about the cyclic process and its efficiency, and the indicator diagram. Okay, guys. Yep. Next comes your important topic, SHM, where equation of SHM is more important. Phase difference between various SHM, multiple SHMs, which can be solved by using the phasor diagram. Spring block system based questions, where time period is always 2 pi under root m by k type of questions. Change in the time period of pendulum with length and mass 2 pi under root l by g. Okay, time period when point of suspension accelerates when you take the any spring mass system or pendulum in a lift, and different type of motions, then how the time period varies type of questions are favorite there. Connected to that are your waves and sound waves. So general equation of traveling wave, you should always expect a question from there. Important concepts here to be learned are interference of wave, stationary wave, organ pipes and resonance column, intensity of the wave, and Doppler's effects and beat. These are the topics that you should take care in the unit of SHM and waves. Okay, guys. Okay, next one is your 12th standard topic, electrostatic field. Next one is electric potential. So in electric field, yes, charge configuration and equilibrium, where different charges are placed on triangle corner or corners of a square, finding the value of electric field or electric force at any given point. Force between two charged conductors after they are in contact. Okay, so initially they had some charge, you bring them in contact, take one of the bodies, bring it in contact with a neutral body. Now what is the amount of force type of questions. Field due to variable charge density. Okay, when the charge density is not constant, how do I calculate the value of the electric field? And then questions from Gauss's law, including flux inside a cube, a charge is being placed, so find the flux through a side or from a surface. Field due to dipole type of questions. Okay. Next one, electrostatic potential, work done in moving a charge between 2 points. Potential of concentric spherical shell, when you have multiple shells and a charge is placed on one of them or inside one of the sphere, then finding the value of the net potential at a given surface. Graph of potential variation with electric field, and finding the graph or studying the graph of potential and electric field with the distance for different objects, specifically for spherical bodies, solid sphere or hollow sphere. Okay. Next, the potential energy of system of charges. Sometimes questions like three charges placed on an equilateral triangle, the side's length is increased, size of the triangle is increased or decreased. So what is the amount of work done in doing so? Those type of questions. Okay. Then comes your capacitance. In capacitance, yes, questions where a capacitor is filled with dielectric, finding the equivalent capacitance when multiple capacitors are there, energy stored in a capacitor type of questions, and charging and discharging of the capacitor when a resistor is connected. That means RC series circuit type of questions. Have a look at them. Okay, guys. Then comes your current electricity, one of the most important topics of entire physics. Finding equivalent resistance for multiple resistance circuits given to you. Power and heating effect of current. Potentiometer, yes, very important topic, along with meter bridge and combination of cell. Okay, guys. Then comes your magnetism, in which Lorentz force, circular motion of a charged particle in the magnetic field, for which the radius of the circular path, time period, mv upon qb, and 2 pi m upon qb. These are the formula that you usually come across. net magnetic field at a point due to current carrying conductors in various shapes using Biot-Savart's law, obviously. Okay, magnetic field of circular loop mu naught I upon 2r, solenoid, toroid, magnetic field due to infinitely long wire mu naught I upon 2 pi r, galvanometer, converting galvanometer into a meter or voltmeter by using shunt resistance for a meter and a high resistance in series with galvanometer for converting it into voltmeter type of questions. Magnetic moment, which is basically the product of current and ampere, current and area of the current carrying loop. And today only we did the magnetism, so you can go and revise also. Okay, guys. Next comes your electromagnetic induction, EMI and AC. In this induced EMF, obviously Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction based questions, motional EMF, that is BVL as the EMF induced, mutual inductance and self-inductance, LCR series circuit and power factor. For LCR series circuit is very important. Expect a question definitely from that part of AC. Then comes your phase difference, resonance frequency again from LCR series circuit, and efficiency of transformer you can expect a question from. Okay. Then comes your optics. In optics, yes, inclined mirrors and number of images formed. A lot of questions have been asked in JEE and other examinations from that. Mirror equation or mirror formula, lateral shift in which the ray which is passing because of refraction, it shifts parallelly when it comes out of that medium. Then apparent depth when in a liquid when something is placed, and you find that actually it appears to be lifted above. So that apparent depth of that object inside a denser medium. Relation between critical angle and refractive index, that means total internal reflection. Minimum deviation questions and things related to prism. More importantly, lens maker formula, thin lens equation, combination of lens and lens and glass slab combination, and magnification of compound and compound microscope and telescope. Okay, guys. Okay, somebody is asking JEE 2020 के papers कहाँ मिलेंगे? So आदर्श JEE 2020 के paper वेदांतु की वेबसाइट पे अवेलेबल हैं, हमारी वेबसाइट पे अवेलेबल हैं. उसके अलावा वो पेपर सॉल्विंग का पूरा वीडियो, we did a marathon of solving JEE 2020 January paper, also available on the same channel. Okay, so you can watch that, do not worry. Moving on to wave optics, interference conditions, maximum and minimum intensity, that means YDSE experiment, and diffraction due to single slit, and Malus law from polarization. Okay, guys. Then comes the unit of modern physics. In dual nature of matter and radiation, de Broglie wavelength, that is lambda is equal to h upon mv. Photoelectric effect, one of the most important topics. Work function, threshold frequency, maximum velocity of electrons emitted, stopping potential. These are important topics to cover, and the graphs which are related to that. Okay, guys. Then comes atom, where atomic structure basically. So Bohr's atomic model, Rutherford atomic model. There obviously questions which involve electrons to be taken from different energy levels. So energy required for electron excitation, transition of electron, how much amount of energy or radiation's energy being emitted, radii and energy level possible of orbital for a given central potential. Okay, guys. Apart from that, from nuclear physics, lambda and half-life, decay constant, half-life type of question, their relation, binding energy, energy released due to fission, alpha and beta decay type of question. Okay. Yeah. Okay. When it comes to EMW, that is electromagnetic wave, not a very important topic, but not a very difficult one also. Mostly theory based. Here, equation of electromagnetic wave, relation between electric and magnetic component of the wave, force on charged particle due to electromagnetic wave, and energy density, that is half epsilon naught E square and half B by mu naught square, half B square by mu naught. Okay. Semiconductors. The last topic is concentration of electrons and holes, mobility of electrons, diode circuit, Zener diode versus voltage regulator. And yes, every time you'll find a question from here, that those are your logic gates, Boolean algebra, input and output signal. Learn to draw the truth tables. Okay, cool, guys. So these are the important concepts from each and every chapter. मैंने पूरा physics divide किया है into all the different chapters which are there. और उन सारे चैप्टर्स में क्या क्या कॉन्सेप्ट्स रिपीट होते रहे हैं हमेशा से, उस बेसिस पे ये एनालिसिस है. So do go through that one more time, guys, and start whenever you are solving the question. Start picking up the questions which are based upon these topics. Trust me, this is based upon the philosophy that you don't want to only work hard, you want to actually work smart. And working smart doesn't mean working less, it actually means working hard truly on the things which actually matter. So right now the time is limited, time is very precious for you all. So you have to concentrate your hard work only on things which will bring you fruitful results. Okay, guys, and if you are worried about your preparations, if you want to still cover the entire preparation of physics, chemistry and maths, so don't worry. At Vedantu we have our crash course running already. It has already started on 18th of March. Let me take you through the important benefits that you get out of this, that you are getting 45 live sessions in total by the teachers, and 3 sessions are happening every day from Monday to Saturday. You are getting 20 comprehensive tests, which is basically all India test series, including assignments as well as your detailed analysis with doubt solving by the master teachers. And if you miss out on any of the sessions, you can watch the replays and recordings along with the tips and tricks, rank booster quizzes, and previous paper analysis. So guys, the crash course has already begun. If you want to enroll, all you have to do is go on this link, use this coupon code, because by using the coupon code, the course which is worth rupees 30,000 can be yours for just under 5,000 rupees. So these are the steps that you're supposed to follow. Go on the link, click on enroll now, use the coupon code SMCC, and yes, the course becomes yours and your preparations will be taken care of. Okay, guys. So with that, let me just invoke the mission once again, that is crack JEE 2020. I know that situation is difficult, you are homebound, you cannot go out, you are stressed, but do not worry. This is the time to stay healthy, to test your own patience, but more importantly, do not deviate from your focus. Okay, and focus is to crack JEE 2020. So guys, if you have not done it yet, do subscribe to the channel. In fact, let your friends also come on the channel, let them also take the advantage of it. Do share this with them, and if you enjoyed the video, if you found it helpful, do hit that like button as well. Okay guys, apart from that, as I told you people, the session PDF of this particular session will also be available in the description after some time. Okay, and if you want to be updated with all the important information notifications, then you can come to our Telegram group as well, and the link for that is also available in the description of this video. Okay guys, session video will be also available. Cool guys, so I'll see you again very soon. Stay tuned to the channel, follow the JEE sprint, follow each and every session that is being done here. Keep your preparation up to date and keep yourself healthy. So I'll see you very soon. Till then, keep studying, keep enjoying physics and other subjects. More importantly, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye guys, take care.